Did you know that trees, shrubs, flowers and plants have existed on Earth since 500 million years ago? As time went on, plants evolved into various vegetation and developed into modern plants. We have acknowledged that most plants grow on the inland, but do you know that some of them also grow on the coastal area? Hello, my name is Chai Wei Xian from Group 6. Today we will discover about a special type of plant called the mangrove. All of you must be wondering what makes mangroves so special and important to us. There are a few aspects that must be explained, such as the property of coastal wetland, the distribution of wetland, and the adaptation of every part of the trees. High salinity is discovered around the mangrove coastal area, so how would the plants do respiration? Luckily, mangrove have leaves with salt glands that helps to excrete salt as much as 5%, and some species such as grey mangrove can tolerate the storage of large amount of salt in their leaf. Cool, right? Thus, they have to restrict the opening of their stomata in order to preserve fresh water for vital survival in a saline environment. The waxy-coated upper layer of the leaf helps to prevent water loss and the extreme exposure to the sunlight. Now, for the root system, or we can call pneumatophores, which acts like a snorkel channeling air into the respiring root cell. There is about 5% of salt that enters the root. For the seeds, the viviparence means leaf birth, whereby the seeds are still attached to the parent tree for their chance of survival. Besides that, the seed coat is thick and hairy, which actually helps to make it buoyant. Lastly, for mangrove adaptations, these plants have a tap or anchor roots that can grow in only 2 weeks. So can you imagine the length of the mangrove's roots after a few months or even years? Now, what are the importance of mangrove areas? To certain organisms such as lemon sharks, rainbow parrotfish and Goliath grouper, mangrove areas are their nurseries. The intricate prop roots of the mangrove plants provide shelter from larger predators, while the fishes endemic to coastal estuaries provide nutrients for the newborn. Marine avian mammals, gastropods and arthropods call the estuaries their home too. Estuaries provide shelter, feeding ground, and nurseries for animals such as manatees, ibises, conchs, and many more. A mangrove area is truly a melting pot of diversity. Mangrove plants are resilient to strong wave actions due to their tenacious hold onto the muddy terrain. Long prop roots and special adaptation keep them thriving, albeit inundated. The mangrove plants take the brunt of the waves, calming the turbulence and undulation before they are able to corrode the land inwards. Species of flora are unable to cope with saline water and strong waves, can't thrive without the mangrove species taking the vanguard. Mangrove plants do photosynthesis, converting carbon dioxide in the air into sugars and starch which contain carbon. This reduces the carbon content in the atmosphere, thus contributing to the effort of slowing down global warming and greenhouse effect. Mangrove plants also contribute to the economy. Endemic to the estuaries are many commercial species of fish, crustaceans, and gastropods which fill local fisheries. The mangrove plants themselves can be logged and made into furniture, fruits, or making pickle and fuel. Many of the mangrove plants have barks, roots, and fruits with antimicrobial, antiviral, and antifungal properties. They are harvested by locals to treat illnesses such as stomach flu and allergies. Us humans have long forsaken the mangrove areas. By littering and peeling on landfills, the chemicals from plastic and industrial waste end up in streams and rivers, eventually permeating into the mangrove community downstream. Many of the organisms that are crucial for maintaining the mangrove soil, such as polychaete worm, are devastated by the influx of harmful chemicals. Eventually, the water-trapped soil becomes less aerated, suffocating the mangrove plants. Global warming brought about varying weather patterns all throughout the world. Drastic fluctuation in atmospheric temperature can't be coped by mangrove species, and they die out in large plots of land. Not to mention the rising sea level, which pushes the tides to new heights, thinning out the estuaries. Indiscriminate deforestation, reclamation and logging have caused many mangrove species to be critically endangered or locally extinct. Higher demand for furniture, housing, and infrastructure coupled with poor planning and a disregard for the well-being of the estuary environment are still prevalent till this day. In order to conserve the mangrove plants, we must all act immediately. Replanting mangrove plants that are being blocked or damaged by strong waves can build the foundation for future mangrove communities to thrive, replenishing the thinning resources. Selective logging with predetermined quota can be implemented and enforced more tenaciously to ensure the diversity and density of the mangrove ecosystem. Reuse, reduce, and recycle now to curb the influx of harmful chemicals into the marine environment. Household and industrial waste alike, which contain harmful chemicals, should be treated accordingly and turned into grey water before discharging into the marine environment. As for reclamation, the topography of an area should be studied extensively before commencing. Wave breakers can be installed accordingly before reclamation to prevent corrosion of the estuary habitat. Finally, the conservation of mangrove and estuaries should be brought to light in order to increase awareness. Social media, mass media, and awareness campaigns are great platforms for people to band together in an effort to save the mangrove ecosystem. Mangrove forests are an integral part of the local economy, as well as habitat for an array of flora and fauna. Unknowingly, we are wreaking havoc on the ecosystem that benefits us. Cherish it or lose it.